and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna, and for those of you who are new here, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. Here on my channel, I do planner and planner-related videos, DIY tutorials, journal videos, and the occasional new release video of items that I've listed to my Etsy shop. And if that is of interest to you, please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you hit that little notification bell, you'll always be notified of when I load a new video. Commenting, liking, and sharing this video on your favorite platform does help my channel grow and would be truly appreciated. So I'll be working in my Hobonichi weeks for the week of February 3rd through the 9th, I believe. And this is it here. And as you guys know, if you've been following me, this is what I do my art journaling in. And I've just done some random pages here and there. I didn't film this, but this is one that I was just playing and practicing on. And I think for today, and for this one, I'll have to post it on the screen during editing because I actually had 3 really good suggestions for this. So I will put all 3 here because honestly I couldn't choose which one I liked the best. But thank you ladies for your suggestions. And actually once I do the editing, because where I need to look is on the phone that I'm filming with, then I'll actually write it down on this page here. And I don't know if you can see it, but the Winky pen that we used in this section here is really just popping. It's just, so pretty. Okay, so what I have planned for today is trying out something different. So I'm going to put some washi down just to mark out the space. And this washi was gifted to me by my friend Kelly. It's in one of these tube things. Now, I don't use tons of washi, mostly because I'm not really good at it. But I love having washi, and I particularly love this set of washi only because, one, it's really pretty. It has I don't know if they're LOL girls proper, or if they're just girls, but it has some of the girls on some of them. Sorry. And also because it's in its own container, because I have space issues. So having it's in its own little dedicated space really works for me. Now I can already see that this might be problematic to lift it up because it's got a good stickiness, but again, it's got a good stickiness, so it may not want to lift up nicely when I'm done with what I'm going to do, but we'll deal with that. And I don't work out ever. So I thought, well, I can use this one with all the dumbbells and the barbells and the whatnot, and it'd be okay. So let me just map these 2 pages out because I do have an idea, and I'll bring you guys back when I'm done. All right, so I've got the spaces marked out, and I have to say that I'm actually, again, I don't work out, so I would never use this particular washi, but I like that it just sort of recedes, at least the white backing of it, and it just kind of goes in the page. So if you do work out and you do have that, I think it would make a really nice sort of background. Small space issues. So I've got both the koi out today, as well as this. Now this isn't Crayola, it's the off-brand, it's the CrazyArt, but I wanted to get this one out as well. And what I plan to do is trying to make the same picture on both sides, but one using the koi and one using this, and see if there's any difference. And because this doesn't come with a palette, I'm just going to use the cover. So my thought process is I will lay down the background color on one, let that dry, then lay down the background color on the other another one, let that dry, and then work on that so that I'm not having to wait. I'm going to do this real time. I've talked to you guys about this before, that I think sometimes there is a sort of, I don't know, Instagram sort of idea that this should be quick, when really I'm just trying to have fun. So if there are things that I can edit out, like if I'm literally waiting for paint to dry, then of course I'll do that. But the actual drawing out, I'll let you know. And if I do edit out that I'm going to let paint dry, I will tell you, only so that you guys know, okay, there's a gap in between this, just in case you are working on this. I don't have one of those heat guns. I don't have a hair dryer, so we're just gonna do this the natural way. I'm gonna turn on some music for you guys, and I'll see you when I'm on the other side of this. Wish me luck. I do have an idea. Alrighty guys, so the drying time for the watercolors in between each section, depending on how saturated the paper was, took anywhere between 3 to 10 minutes. So while I did note that I did let it dry and I edited that out, I just want to let you know, just if you have a hair dryer, use it on a low setting. That's what I've heard. Or if you have one of those heat guns, again, just use it kind of far away. Depending on how wet your paper is, it could move some of the paint. So you may want to start far and then get closer as it dries, especially if you're doing some sort of actual shape rather than just something abstract. I actually like both of them. I was trying to channel my inner Bob Ross with the Happy Little Trees. My perspective is all off. The farther the trees go, the grayer they should get, and so I actually should have started with the farthest ones first and then worked my way forward. I'm also very impatient, so that would have just taken even longer to do, and I really wanted to see, because my trees were so indistinct, I wanted to add some distinction to them. I thought about using my Pigma Micron pen, but I thought the black might be too stark, so I used the gold from here. I used my white Sakura pen, I don't know where that has gone off to add some definition to the sky. I think there's two real big differences I see between the two different colors. This one, it doesn't seem to want to, how do I say it? This one's, even if you use one or two colors, you can get varying degrees. With this one, and again, it could be user error, it does seem more flat. So by adding the little swatches of white there, I think it does break it up a little bit. I was watching a video for someone who was talking to watercolors for beginners, and they said what you really should be playing up is the white space behind. You actually don't want to cover everything in just one flat wash like you would with an acrylic or an oil. You really want the white to highlight some of that. So I think the Koi definitely does that better. It's also much easier because there are more colors and it is more pigmented to get different gradients of color. Now again, because I have patience issues, I think I definitely could have executed this better. This one, because the color choices was so limited, the only way to get darker was to, one, use less water, but also add bits of black and brown. So it does look muddier than this one. Although I have to say, I kind of like the look of this wash. This one I had to apply another coat. Again, I couldn't tell you if my saturation was the same on both. Again, this is way more pigmented. This isn't. This really only had one color choice. This was a myriad of different blues. But all in all, I kind of like this. I definitely would be doing this again. For the washi, I will definitely need to stick it on my skin first before sticking it down because it did pull up some of the paper. And let's see. Yeah. When I use the back side of this, I'll have to be very careful on this section where some of the paper did lift. And I kind of knew that. I was lazy because Kelly, she has a Hobonichi and she's mentioned that as well. The paper is very thin. It's very good quality paper because even though we've got some bleed through, actually, no, it's a lot of ghosting. I wouldn't consider that bleed through. You would think there'd be a lot more of it, but there isn't. Even on the pages or the section where some of the paper is ripped, you think there'd be more pigment coming on the other side, but there isn't. Let's see on this side. Yeah. So there's definitely ghosting. You definitely can see that there's something there, but I wouldn't necessarily call any of that bleed through. So the paper quality is fantastic, but it is very thin. So if I do put washi down with the intentions of lifting it back up, then I will definitely need to be aware of de-sticking it a little bit so that it doesn't take up as much of the page. And pulling the washi down definitely took up less of the paper than when I tried to pull the washi up. I don't know, maybe that's the grain of the paper. And then the quote for this week is something I just found online, and it is, "A picture is a poem without words," and that is from Horace. All right, guys, so if you guys want to go ahead and name this spread right here, I kind of like the feedback when you guys look at it and say, oh, this reminds me of this, or this reminds me of that. It makes it so that we're all in this together. I don't know, I kind of like that. Anyway, guys, that's it for me for now. And as always, aloha.